Okay, today we had day 3 of the trial, New Jersey versus Ramapough, New Jersey being the town of Mahwah, bringing complaints against us for what they claim to be our permanent teepees and tents. And also they're trying to go so far as to say that we're not allowed to come on the land and pray. They're saying that's assembly and religious in violation of zoning. So today was day 3 of the trial, and we ran out of time. So the court adjourned around 3 p.m. So we're going to actually have the final day of trial, which is very important. The final day of trial will be next Tuesday, the 31st. Tuesday the 31st, I believe, in room 426, and the Bergen County Superior Court House in Hackensack, New Jersey. I think it's 1 Bergen Plaza or 10 Main Street. You'll see it's a big place. So that's going to be a very important day to show up. That's the last day of trial, and it is in Hackensack, New Jersey, room 426. So today we had 3 witnesses that we put on. Ms. Corinna Gore from the Center for Earth Ethics, Union Theological Seminary. We had Roberto Barrero of the International Indian Treaty Council, and also we had Mr. George Williams, a planner, talk about the zoning. So we actually put on 3 witnesses. Ms. Gore testified to the fact that this is an ecumenical space, meaning that many churches, many other peoples come here together in ceremony. And for religious and rather indigenous people, we don't segregate, categorize our ceremonies the way that the modern industrial society does. So our ceremonies are religious, but they're also educational. I mean, I'm learning. Every time we have a ceremony, I learn. One time there was a guy, I'll call him out, Brendan, who is of a rational atheist persuasion. Didn't want to go to the ceremony. I talked to the Mohawk. I didn't know what they were talking about until they explained in English that they give thanks. They don't pray for something, they give thanks. So I told the atheist, if you knew that we were just giving thanks, would you have participated? And he said they probably would have. So these kinds of ceremonies are what the town wants to outlaw. Basically, the bottom line is, don't even look at the words. The bottom line is that we have these neighbors in these houses. Unfortunately, it seems like the crazy faction's taken over, the unreasonable faction. And they really treat us like vermin. They treat us like cockroaches, rats. So what do? They call the police, they call the town to exterminate us. They're trying to wipe us out from the land, saying go down to, I don't know, Newark somewhere or something. I mean, Newark's a cool place, but this is our place right here. And they basically just want to get rid of us from this place here. And I mean, quite frankly, it does deal a lot with racism and classism. And what we're trying to do here is bring all types of people here. I mean, we have people from the Polo Club that come here sometimes, and that's good. I mean, I wish that we could live together as neighbors here, because if we can't live together as neighbors here, where are we going to be able to live together as neighbors? But anyway, Ms. Corinna Gore had testified today to, again, these kinds of things I was just talking about, the ceremonies we have by the water, the teachings we have, the fact that this is a space that a lot of other faiths come together, faiths that might fight in other parts of the world, they come together here and we have a dialogue. Roberto Barrero talked about the indigenous people, the importance of ceremony, also introduced a resolution from the National Congress of American Indians, NCAI. It's one of the foremost, if not the foremost, organization of sovereigns, indigenous nations in the United States. And they heard about what we were saying and passed a resolution in support of our rights to pray here on the land, and also recognizing us as indigenous people. Incredibly, when Mr. Barrero tried to introduce that into evidence, our lawyer, the town of Mahwah for some reason got upset and tried to prevent him from doing that. And again, I don't quite understand why. I mean, it's just a recognition of us as indigenous people and reaffirming our rights to prayer. But again, the town of Mahwah wants to isolate us. They want to make up things and call us criminals, say that children can't come on the land, all sorts of things. I mean, they actually have called us terrorists. I mean, the Polo Club submitted some document that said that people were terrorizing, and as if that wasn't a loaded enough word, went so far to say, I repeat, make no mistake, terrorize. What kind of language is that? That's the language, again, of people who do not respect other people. Again, they treat us like roaches, rats. They just want to exterminate us. So we need all the help we can get to restore some sanity to this place. But suppose we have good company in this, and that these are the kinds of people who don't really respect the land, the waters, animals. I mean, pollution, air pollution, water pollution, these are some of the leading causes of death in our society now. I mean, think about that. Whatever we're doing in our society, we're making the air so toxic that we're dying from it. So I had to ask these neighbors, I mean, are you really concerned? I mean, the people you need to be concerned about as far as trespassing aren't people trespassing the land, it's people trespassing the water. I'm talking about things like 1,4-dioxane, hexavalent chromium, these invisible neighbors that we have. But I suppose these people are both blind and deaf to a certain extent, at least the ones that are in charge now. So Roberto Barrero talked about indigenous people, how our ceremonies are tied to education, even the teepees, what these structures mean to us, and how we use them, and that they're not permanent structures, they're temporary. Finally, we had a planner who talked about the fact that we are not operating a public campground. As a PSA to everyone, this is not a public campground. I mean, when people come here, we are open to the public, and we want to share things with the public. This is not a public campground, and we're not trying to do anything that would be harmful to ourselves or to others. And again, we lose sight of this with these zoning violations. I mean, let's be honest with ourselves. The town of Mahwah wants to fine us to such an extent that they can take the land away. That's their plan. And I sometimes have to sit around and think to myself, wait a second, why do we have zoning rules to begin with? It's to protect the health, safety, and welfare of people. It's not to take people's land away. No one wants to see people get hurt. But again, I mean, I guess this is a way of colonialism here in the United States. I'll just quote Miss Kathy Murray. She actually said, and she knows this, and the town knows this. One of our members had tents here last summer. She said that the town told her, and she says in communications, I know that you told us that they are not breaking the law, they meaning us, Ramapough, on the land. Then we have to write some new laws. She actually said that. She said, number one, that we were not breaking the law. And then she said, then we have to write some new laws. That's what we're up against here. We're up against a town, 50,000 people. They'll spend hundreds of thousands. They'll spend $1 million. They're probably spending that much money already to wipe us out. Again, they're trying to exterminate us. And that's why we need your support, and we need people to show up next week for the final day of trial. Thank you.
And what time is that again?
That it starts at 9 a.m. in room 426, and it's at the Bergen County Superior Court in Hackensack. And it's on Tuesday, October 31st. That's the final day.